Hey now, this is Miss Anita Wilson, and you're checking out my boy, my friend, David Duane.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning back into On Air with your one and only rock star on the mic, David Duane, in the place to be right here and right now. We have our good friend, Anita Wilson. Now, y'all don't know who Anita is. Oh, my goodness, where have you guys been? An incredible gospel artist. She has a brand new album called Sunday Song, and, I mean, she's been touring. She has really been taking the gospel industry by storm, especially with her last project, Victory Worship, which you guys need to check out as well. Amazing, amazing. And Anita's with us. What's going on, Anita?
What's up, Duane? How are you? My David Duane. I'm sorry, baby. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. It's really cool to talk to you again. It's been a minute.
Yes, it definitely has. So I got to say, welcome back. You know, the fans have been wanting you to come back. I mean, you have been really hitting the ground running. So I got to say, like I said before we got started, congratulations, because this is incredible, you know, especially as a gospel artist. A lot of gospel artists, you know, their first time around don't really get to, you know, be so successful within that first run, but you have been going so strong.
Wow. Thank you. Very humbling. I appreciate it. I try to just keep putting my best foot forward and just keep putting solid music out there. So I appreciate the support. I couldn't do it without, you know, real support and people like you helping me to spread the word about the music, you know, being an independent artist. So I appreciate it. The journey is challenging at times, but I'm grateful for the opportunity to do what I do. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. So I got to ask you, you know, the first album was amazing. You know, the success, you know, you got a lot of response, even from the media to from all across the world, you know, just kind of looking back on, you know, that experience when it came out and then the tour experience. What was that like? Because it seemed like you had a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely had a lot of fun with it. You know, being a new artist with a brand, just, you know, never having solo music out before. You never know how it's gonna turn out. But I liked the space that I was in because I didn't have a whole lot to compare it to. I just did what I felt, you know, with the Worship Soul album, and I was just really grateful that people connected to the music resonated in their hearts, and it's continuing to last even to this day. You know, that's why I love social media, because I'm able to be in touch with people across the country and across the world, and those songs from that album are still sitting with people's hearts, and they're in people's daily playlists. It's Done and All About You, Perfect Love Song, Speechless, Jesus Will, More of You. You know, people are still really, really digging into that entire album. So I'm grateful. And, it was nominated for a few awards. So that recognition is rewarding within itself. And, that's all you can really ask for, you know, when you put music out there, that it connects to people. It's so much music out there, and sometimes you press play on stuff that you never need to hear again, you know. So it means a lot to me. It's very humbling that people love the music, they support it, and continues to live. That's all I want to do is create timeless music. So I'm grateful.
Absolutely. And you know what's timeless about one particular song that I love? Keep doing what you're doing. I think that comes into stuff like the message with that. I still listen to that still, and I'm just like, the message with that is so uplifting. Everybody can relate to that, you know, through hard times, good times. We all just have to remember the message behind that. So, I mean, the fact that even with this new album, Sunday Song, I mean, you are keeping it timeless. So I gotta say, like, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Oh gosh, thank you so much. That means a lot. You know, I don't believe in putting album fillers out there. I don't believe in following trends to try to stay on trend. It just always has to be authentic from my heart. And we did that. That Keep Doing What You're Doing is from the Vintage Worship album, the second album. So I'm grateful that message lives. A lot of people like that little line every time I get on a plane. You know, you take me safely from here to there, and that always blesses me, you know, with us traveling so much. And I just wanted to continue. I believe every album should be an evolution, and you should evolve some, but you should also continue to take people on a journey that is authentically you, So I tried to do that with the Sunday Song album. I was glad to do that album live in Chicago. We talked about before, having sung with Donald Lawrence and Company for almost 10 years. So
Right.
I was really humbled for the full circle moment with the Sunday Song album that the Company sang background for that entire album, just to support me, on that effort. So I'm grateful. I think that this album, is just that, an evolution, a continuation. Hopefully people can play everything from worship soul to vintage worship all the way to Sunday Song and just really, just get uplifted. I always want to give messages that will hold people. That's the heart of Sunday Song too. Not only on Sunday, we don't have to just be uplifted and inspired just one day out of the week, but God is everywhere that we are, and He meets us where we are. So, hopefully Sunday Song gives that soundtrack of solid music to play all throughout your week and to keep you motivated every single day of our lives.
Absolutely. And I've got to say, I even was listening to before we got on the phone, and I personally love the album, like from top to bottom. Especially, I've seen him work.
Thank you.
I had to really, think about with that record, like there's so many blessings that God has, placed upon me to even connect us. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
He's worked in that way, to keep us Christians together, to keep the culture together.
Yeah.
I think that's a beautiful thing that, we all can say that we've seen him work, even through the hard times, we're still together as a unit.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. I'm happy about that. That was a hope for that song, because the message, I feel like it is universal, and that everybody in our own different lives and our different journeys and walks of life, we can all say that. And God is so huge. He's so amazing. And He touches everybody right where we are. We can all say we've seen Him work, and that can be a million different people and in a zillion different situations, but that message can still touch our hearts that we have seen Him, and we see Him on a daily basis with just waking up in the morning, and then our different professional situations, our relationships, and our finances, and our health and everything. So God is faithful to us all. So I'm glad that message sits in the hearts of everybody that listens to it. And as always, we play with the musical influences and all of that. So I love the choirs of the 80s, like the Thompson Community Singers and all those choirs from back in the 80s. So I kind of merged that sound along with the little Luther Vandross Stop to Love.
Yeah. I noticed that. I was like, wait a minute. I just noticed the sound of the album. Like, you went a little bit funkier, like, and I love it, but you kept it true to the Word of God, like just kind of switching the sound up, because I was so excited. I turned on. I was like, "Whoa, wait a minute! This is a whole nother album." What inspired you to just say, you know what? Let me just go ahead and go for what I feel, and to be able to get the message across.
Yeah, well, I've definitely had that mindset and that heart from my day one as a solo artist. I've never wanted to kind of sit in any boxes. Me and my support team these days, we say what box. Sometimes we say out of the box, but these days we just say what box. We're not going to be in a box. And we've really had that mindset since day one, because I think there's enough cookie cutter type of artists, and there's enough cookie cutter type of songs that kind of fit what's popular now. And I just always want to be authentically me. And what's authentically me is the love of all genres. My dad and my mom grew us up. They raised us on all kinds of music, of course, good traditional gospel, as well as old classic 70s soul and R&B and 80s pop, and I love 90s R&B and all of that. So with my music, you'll always hear those influences come through. So I never stifle that. I never muffle that, because I think that there are many people like me that not only love gospel, but, we love all kinds of music. And with incorporating those other genres other than gospel, me and my producer, my writing partner, Rick Robinson, he's the architect of my music, and we do this music together, and we always want to remain integral, of course, to the message of God, the message of Christ, and the scriptures, the word. As well, we want to be relatable. We want, it to connect to all listeners. And sometimes, that can rub some people the wrong way. And I understand that. They wonder, why would you put the best of my love? Why would you put that in a song? Why would you do that? And I just respectfully respond, if this isn't really connecting to you, then this just isn't for you. But I'm motivated, David, because I know that many, many people do connect to that, and they do like that. And the fact that they kind of hear Luther Vandross vibes is what pulls them in. But when they continue to, if they give it just 1 minute, just 60 seconds, they're hearing these lyrics about God. They're hearing these lyrics about the love of God. And that's really what I want. I want to reach out to people that need that uplifting, maybe in a bit of a different package, because what me and Rick realize is that everybody isn't going to connect to Jesus, keep me near the cross. We understand that. We grew up on that. We know that. But there are many people that need God, need his love, need to be uplifted and inspired. But that package won't get them. So we want to, get to them the way that they can consume. So, we're not afraid to just take chances to try different sounds, but, maintain the integrity of gospel as well. So I'm glad that it makes sense.
Oh, yeah, it definitely makes sense. And it's so funny that you mentioned just the in-depthness of the fusion of R&B and having that love for that, because it's so weird. I'll even listen to R&B songs and just find myself turning the whole thing and singing to God. Like while I'm in my car, I flip it. I flip it sometimes. I'm like, I don't know what else. Like in this moment, this song is about God. It ain't even about a man, a girl. It's about
love.
Him.
Exactly. I love that. I love that you say that. That's the thing, and I think that's where my style perhaps began to develop years and years ago. I started doing this event called The Sanctuary back in 2003, and I used to flip R&B songs. I used to literally flip them and flip the words, because most times these love songs were pledging undying love to another person, which is all good to be in love. But, I think initially that's the kind of love that we need to pledge to God. And when we really love God and allow him to love us, that's when we can love other people the right way and in a very, very healthy way. So it's easy to do. When you get in that moment, get in your car, get in the shower, you get to singing and stuff. I love that. I love that you mentioned kind of flipping those lyrics, because at all times, it does not matter. It's always an appropriate time just to give God praise and just let him know that we love him and appreciate him. So I love that. Go on and sing it from your
heart. Yes. I mean, and I have to, and I have to, because it's just like those moments where you just feel the uplifting spirit of the Lord come within you. And some people probably be like, "What, David? I ain't never heard you say that." But it's true. You feel it. He's in you. And sometimes you got to have that moment where you're taking appreciation to him and the love for him versus even sometimes for yourself, because he makes it all possible.
Yep. You sure right about it. You good. Absolutely.
So I even loved, I've seen him work music video. It's like you had a lot of fun. Everybody in the video is just like it's just amazing. You just dancing around. What made you want to go for like this direction? Having more so like a fun video more so than, just doing another direction of the video.
Right. Well, I like to be, I never want to be predictable. And I think the predictable treatment for that visual for the song would have been maybe us in church and the choir singing in the choir stand or something like that, or just, those predictable, my mama's sick and then I seen the Lord. Well, you know what I'm saying? I just really wanted to kind of come a different direction, because again, I want to always reach out to people that perhaps are not in church every Sunday. I've been saying it for a few years now, but, we sing to each other on Sunday, but we need to sing to somebody, and that's cool, but we need to also sing to somebody that does not know God. We know God. So we sing the choir sings to the church, and church people say yeah, and we sing it. We giving that energy back and forth to people that already know how amazing God is. But I always want to put some efforts as well into reaching out to other people that may not know that God can work in our lives. So I thought that the kind of workout type of visual would be relatable to people, not only women, but men. I've gotten a lot of great feedback from it. And, men tag me on their elliptical, Stairmaster type of, workout.
Really?
Yeah, when they're in the gym, because, I love with Instagram when somebody tags you on their story, it goes to your DM, so you can kind of see.
Oh, yeah, sure does.
Yeah, you can kind of see people tagging, and I see that a lot. I see it from a lot of guys driving in the car. I see a lot of guys in the gym, and ladies as well, of course. So I'm glad. I really wanted to do. I had that vision to do that. Like me and my girls getting together one day, and then what was so authentic about that was those are really my friends, and that was my sister that I hugged at the beginning of the video, and we're kind of going back and forth with different expressions in the video. And what was authentic about it was she really had a bad day that day, and she barely made it to that video shoot. Like the car, the tires, and then she got those fixed, and then something else was messed up. And she's like, I'm coming. I was like, we're still shooting. She's like, I'm coming. I'm going to make it, sis. I'm going to make it. So those moments where you see her looking like, oh, sis, I had a bad day. And I hug her like, come on, we're going to shake this off. Those were really authentic moments. And that part of the song where it says, hold on, wait and see. I look at her like, see, I told you. And she's like, yeah, you're right. So those little moments that we captured in that song, in that video were very authentic, and us working out and hanging out and just really, really celebrating that we've seen God work, and He's ready to continue doing work in our lives. So I'm glad that the visual is connecting to people as well. That's all I ever want for this music to connect. I don't want to sing just to be singing, but I want it to really touch people's lives. So I'm grateful. That was a fun project to do for sure.
Absolutely. And I even want to go back to what you were saying about social media and being able to connect with your fans all over the world. I know we've talked about it before, but being able to, really see, the different response and how, like, you do your social media, which is so phenomenal. I probably told you this before, but how you guys do that social media marketing on your pages is amazing, number one.
Oh, man. Oh, gosh. Thank you. We try. We try. I always want to maximize the tool that it is, and for me, it's used for a lot of things, for a lot of different people, but for me, it's a great tool to be able to connect to the supporters, have that direct connection. For many years with artists and all of that, you had so many middle people, you couldn't really get directly to the people supporting you, but now that direct connection is there, and I try to maximize it. I try to respond to as many as I can. I hate that, sometimes I miss tags, and on Instagram they only, have so many hours of tags, and then I miss some, and I'm like, God, oh man, she tagged me and I didn't reply. I feel bad when I kind of see it months later or something, because I always want people to know, hey, Mama said if somebody say something nice, say thank you. So I always try to reach back out to people and appreciate them for listening to the music, or, saying that I'm grateful that the music is blessing them. And, with my graphic designer, we try to give vision for that, to just give visuals to the music, and just to let people know that the music is out. So I always try to balance it with advertising the music, and just, talking about regular everyday stuff too, and current events with what's going on in our country. I try to utilize social media, so it kind of touches on a lot of different areas, but just to keep people motivated and to let my supporters know that I appreciate the support. I don't take it lightly at all.
Definitely. And let me even ask you, like, your opinion on, like, I know I kind of mentioned it even myself, with all the things that are going on in the world. How are your feelings towards it? Because, this is, it is a crazy time period. How are you feeling about everything that's going on?
It's concerning. It's very concerning. I definitely, I try not to let it consume me too much because it can get depressing if you sit and watch it all day. But I do at the same time want to stay informed of what's going on. So to look at it, I think is very tragic, that this has happened and that, the country is in this state and that, the presidential administration is who it is. And I think it's very unfortunate and very sad and very tragic that for whatever reason, this has happened, whether we allowed it to happen or we didn't vote or the election was hacked or whatever the case is that they are uncovering on a daily basis. I'm just glad that it's being investigated, and I just have to pray for the future of our country because it's really putting us in danger, and for for him to be on Twitter the way that he is and antagonizing other countries and putting all of us at risk at any moment of the day, I think is very tragic. So I think it's important for us to first of all pray and pray that God helps us be delivered from this particular state that we're in. But at the same as well, we need to watch as well as pray. And I think that we need to be involved and be aware and be involved in our local government and go to town hall meetings and, elect the right people to be in place that will represent us on a national level so that we can have people fighting for us. So we can't, it's not just, we just mad when we're looking at TV, but we're doing something about it, to be able to put some better processes in place because so much is being affected that really will affect our lives. It's one thing when you look at TV and it feels kind of foreign or it feels distant from you because it's just something you're looking at on TV. But when it begins to talk about Planned Parenthood and what they provide for so many people of color or just people in less fortunate areas of our neighborhoods and all of that, taking away those provisions and with immigration and with so many health care and so many things and even, the nonsense of, affirmative action, suing universities for it's just all kind of chaos. And I think that we need to be aware of it. And I think that, once we are aware, we're able to kind of chime in and make our voice heard and encourage everybody else to do the same. So it's a state of emergency. And I think we all need to do our part to help it move forward in a better direction. So God help us all.
Absolutely. And I agree with that. I definitely agree with the fact that we can all do our part. It can be the bare minimum in some shape or form, whether it's a black man talking to a younger black man, helping them to understand, don't do that. What's going on, or a young or older woman, helping somebody elderly. Yeah. I mean, any little bit is going to help, change, this time of what's going on.
Yep, I agree.
An uplift to keep people motivated, through this hard time. Since you got so many records, especially He Will, I feel like that is an uplifter right there that I personally love myself.
Oh, good. Thank you. That's one of my favorite songs from the album. It's a fun groove, but it's uplifting as well. What's another favorite from? Don't Have to Travel Far is one of my favorites from this album as well. I call Don't Have to Travel Far like an unofficial title track, just because the heart of the meaning of Sunday song is, like I mentioned earlier, not just being uplifted on Sunday, but every day we can have a Sunday kind of song in our heart. And many times on church, David, in church we hear people say, God is here, get what you need. You can't do this tomorrow at your job. You can't do this at home. But, I beg to differ because God really does meet us everywhere that we are. You mentioned, just singing songs to Him maybe in your car, when we're on the couch or when we're, people can be in a jail cell or on a corner. But God is always there. So I love the fact that we don't have to travel far to be in God's presence and to be uplifted. And I think, just with everything that is going on in the country and in our world, individually, it's important to be able to access God's presence at any moment. So, yeah.
So now with the this brand new album being out, I know that you're currently on tour. How has, the tour experience been so far?
The tour has been good. Moving around the country. I'm actually part of the McDonald's tour this year, the Inspiration Celebration Gospel Tour, which is also with Donald Lawrence and Company, and Todd Tribbett, Bishop Paul Morton, Paul Porter, Jacqueline Carr, Brian Courtney Wilson, Lonnie Hunter, and Small Fire are on that tour. So it's a beautiful group of people to work with. We're just kind of spreading inspiration in the community. McDonald's is deeply rooted in the community, as we hear them say all the time, and the people come out in the thousands to support this tour. So that's going very well, as well as, just kind of moving around promoting the CD with my personal dates as well. So we're trying to stay busy and balance it as well with getting rest. So I'm effective everywhere that I go, but, busy is good, and it's always a heavy load to promote new music. This album is actually released on my record label, Reflection Media Incorporated.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wearing more hats this time. And
right.
We're going to use maybe a table of 10 or 12 people meeting. It's about 3 of us now, and I'm wearing many more hats, being a radio rep and a marketing director and the artist and the president of the label and all of that. So it's a lot more areas to think about and kind of put in place, and just kind of not only have the overall vision for it, but to really put the steps to it to execute it. So, that goes down to the promo tour and just moving around to spread the word about the music. So I'm really grateful for my incredible manager, Roland Jack, and my publicist, Tasha Stalin. They are absolutely amazing, just allowing me to just kind of move around and spread the word, because it's not as easy as it may seem. But I'm grateful for the team of people that God has placed around me to just get it done. So I take it all in stride and take it day by day. That's all we can really do, is just take it day by day. So far, so good.
Amazing. And I gotta, shout out Roland, Dakota, and Tasha, because they have been amazing to us, amazing to me, through just this journey, and allowing us to always connect and keeping us, afloat to one another. So I gotta thank them for that, because without them,
they're great. They're a great people to work with, and even being very, very integral and just serious about what they do, and just knowing the artist and knowing who to pair each person up with. So it's important. So I appreciate working with good people, honey.
Absolutely. And Anita, I've got to ask you, last year we've lost an incredible, great artist, Prince, and I know that you love him just like everybody else loves him.
Yeah.
Hearing, such tragic that this was, and then, just kind of thinking about, the first time you fell in love with Prince, how do you, reflect on everything?
Well, yeah, Prince is definitely my favorite artist. So it was a tragic loss for him. And of all days, child, Prince decided to go and take it in on my mama's birthday last year, and I lost my mom in 2015. So last year, it was her first birthday, since she had been gone to heaven. So I was just trying to woosah and chill and go to the spa and chill. Child, I looked at my phone and saw that. I was like, say it ain't so. So it was very, very, it was rough to even deal with that. But I'm grateful that he left us so much amazing music. So that's the gift of music, forever. And of course he's on all my regular playlists, and even not only just his music, but the lessons that I learned from Prince about owning your music and not allowing people to have part in it or take a piece of it that they really don't, those people who really don't deserve that, and just really demanding the respect that you deserve as an artist and a content creator. So I learned a lot of lessons from Prince, and it will definitely be a void in the music industry and the world without him here. But such is life, and it's just a reminder that you got to make it count while you're here, and hopefully leave something behind that will always be positive for people that are still here when you're gone. So much love to Prince.
So crazy that his passing was like the week of my birthday, and I was literally laying on the floor, and I was sick. I literally felt myself, like, as if I started having a heart attack. I was like, oh, my gosh, because it was just, like, something that was so unbelievable.
Yeah, it really was. And he was on tour at that time, and then those couple of weeks leading up to that, when he got sick, and I didn't get to go to that last tour. It was definitely a weird time and a stomach dropping surprise. Even found out about that. So yeah, I get it. I was like, this isn't real. This isn't real. This isn't real. So yeah. That was a doozy for sure. Still hard to believe.
Well, Anita, thank you so much for coming back and chatting with me. It's always amazing. You're definitely a friend to us, to me.
Yes.
And again, congratulations on everything.
Thank you, David. I really appreciate your support. It's always a pleasure chatting with you, and when we do, I can tell that you're not just going through the motions of asking the questions, but you really do support the music, and you sit with the music, and you mean it. So thank you so much for your support, and I appreciate you helping me to spread the word about the music to your supporters as well. So thank you. I appreciate you, and I appreciate your time.
Absolutely, anytime. And before we have you do a new drop, let everybody know what they can follow you like as far as your social media is concerned.
For sure. Well, my website is MissAnitaWilson.com. That's MissAnitaWilson.com. And it's that under Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook as well, at Miss Anita Wilson. And the new album, Sunday Song, is available everywhere. It's definitely available digitally, and the physical copies you can order on Amazon.com. And if you come across any FYE stores, it's in the FYE stores as well. So, and if you see me somewhere, I'll always have a physical copy. So, if you ever see me anywhere, please don't hesitate to just say hello. I love interacting with good folks and supporters. So, thank you guys for your support. Hey, now, this is Miss Anita Wilson, and you're checking out my boy, my friend, David Duane.